It's during the first day of the year.
Yes.
Usually when Domingo falls on a Sunday, right, like this, and we have a New Year's like this, we would always have your mom, Paloma, come in to
Yes.
talk to us about las tradiciones, the traditions of South Texas, a Hispanic-rooted tradition that goes back many generations, ¿verdad? About the grapes, about the leaving the shoes outside.
Yes,
something
running
like-
outside with your luggage if you want to travel.
Exactly. I mean,
that.
so many things
Traditions.
and traditions that we would share here on Domingo Live, and when we'd have our audience, the audience as well would always say something else and would participate, and of course, don't forget the menudo and all this other stuff.
That's
But
right.
you know what? The cool thing is that these are just traditions that are important to many cultures.
That's right.
Many cultures. We have our own, right?
El Día de los Reyes Magos, which is Three Kings Day, falls el día 6 de enero, January 6th, and is believed in Latin America. And lots of people here in the Coastal Bend that day is when the three kings, three wise men, they found baby Jesus, they took him the presents, so that's actually when the kids get the presents.
Right.
They put their little shoes by the window or by the door the night before, and then that morning they have gifts. And they also celebrate with this, it's called Rosca de Reyes, which is Three Kings bread. And what happens is that everybody cuts the bread, and everybody gets a piece. Now there's a plastic baby Jesus and one of the pieces inside the bread. Whoever gets that baby Jesus gets amazing luck all year round, but they also have to host a Candelaria el día 12 de febrero.
And what is a Candelaria?
So it's a party. You can bring tamales to your family or your work family or whatever kind of little get together and fiesta that you want to, of course, host, so they could bring you good luck. And it's all because of the three wise men. Now, speaking of the three wise men, over the holidays I went to go visit this lady her name is Christina Fitzpatrick.
Okay.
She lives here in the Coastal Bend, and every single year around Christmas, well, she starts way early, but she transforms inside her house is transformed into a life-size nativity scene that she puts together and builds. You get that, Rudy?
My
With her
goodness.
own hands. Nobody helps her because I asked her family, I asked her kids. No, she does it all on her own. She starts months out in advance, and that's her living room right there.
It takes up the entire living room.
It takes
of the
up
home.
the entire living room, and every single thing that you see there. There are things that have been collected, in her, with her, her and her family for years, but she puts that together every single year, and she leaves it up until the three wise men, los tres reyes magos, arrive to baby Jesus, which is January 6th. She leaves it up. So I spoke to her and I asked her
Yes.
why. Why does she do this every single year? Why is it so important? And this is what she had to say.
Bueno, es una tradición familiar. Mi papá tiene un niño Jesús que ya tiene más de 100 años, que fue pasando de generación en generación. Desde muy chiquita yo hacía el nacimiento y al moverme a Estados Unidos quise continuar con la tradición. Entonces empecé aquí chiquitita y fui agrandando hasta casi ocupar toda mi casa.
So yes, it
nice.
started with her family. Some of the things that she has, and there's some of the monitos that she has that have been in her family for years. And it started as a family tradition with her father and her immediate family, and then they're, before them. And so she continues a tradition. And this is something that she does every single year to celebrate and to, of course, remind her family. And she invites the community to go out there to her house so they can remember what Christmas is all about. Isn't that amazing?
What a wonderful tradition, and so interesting that she does this on her own, kind of to pay homage to the season, and she does it with love. You can tell that the woman is just totally enamored with this tradition. And it's just so beautiful to see that she continues to do this in memory of all the loved ones, I'm sure, that have passed along with her life.
Yes, they have.
Right, Chrissy?
So Christina Fitzpatrick, thank you so much for allowing us into your home and
Gracias.
for sharing that amazing tradition and display. We appreciate
Absolutely.
you.
And we're going to be cutting La Rosca a little bit toward the end of the show.
the end.
She has somehow always managed to get the
The
little
baby.
baby Jesus in there, and
Yes.
so
We'll see.
we will see what happens.